Good Saturday morning, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith with the Superior Forecasting for the Northern Mid-Atlantic, 24 hours a day. This is the morning edition of the Daily Video Forecast discussion for this Saturday, the 18th of April, 2020. I do apologize if my voice sounds a little bit off. I have a sneezing attack due to allergies, not COVID-19 this morning, thank God. First thing I want to look at is the national surface weather map here from weatheroanoke.com using digital atmosphere software. Here is our cold front off the mid-Atlantic coast states here and some, overrunning precipitation along this front as it heads off the coast this morning. High pressure is building into the south. We have a new cold front coming into the northwest here into the upper plains here, and a couple of trough accesses here through the upper plains as well. Another area of low pressure getting going here across Idaho and New Mexico and the southwest here. And, we got a west to east flow. We have another trough access here over California, another one here over Nevada, and another one off the west coast. So lots of activity still going on. You can see a lot of precipitation here across the northern mid-Atlantic. Let's take a look at the CocoRaHS reports coming up. And the New Jersey CocoRaHS stations this morning. Let's take a look in the north here. We've had about 3/4 to a half of an inch of rain overnight into this morning. It's quite foggy out there this morning too. I was out earlier just to pick up a few items like everybody else is trying to do. And then we, a sharp drop off here in precipitation across central and southern New Jersey where they received virtually nothing. And this is updated this morning at 9 o'clock, I believe, or within the last hour. So, some of these reports may change and be upgraded a little bit more, but there hasn't really been too much precipitation and not too much was forecasted. Quick look at the Mosaic National Radar. This morning we see precipitation here again over California. This is upglide precipitation. Again, upglide precipitation in Idaho as well, and across the northwest and upper Midwest as new precipitation drops down with this new frontal boundary. Things are a little quiet, still a little precipitation around southern Texas here into the northeastern portions of Mexico. Here's more convection getting into and ready to fire up against the west coast here in the Gulf Coast states here of Florida. Here's our old frontal boundary here with overrunning precipitation along this front, but you can see that things are generally going to start to dry out little by little during today, but not a great day. Nah. Weather-wise, that is. Let's do the low-level water vapor channel. We see this disconnect here still in the subtropical jet stream with energy coming into Mexico, energy exiting Mexico through Texas here this morning. Again, upglide precipitation with this offshore low pressure system, which is providing upglide precipitation across central and mountainous areas here in California. Here's the next cold front here coming into the northern plains. New disturbance here off the coast of Seattle and Washington. Here's convection here running into the Gulf and right over northwestern Florida or northern Florida. And here's that old frontal boundary with divergence and diffluence. And, the cold front's off the coast now, but basically, the precipitation still lingers a little bit back here. It's going to take a little while for the dry air to get in here today, probably more so later this afternoon and tonight. Air temperatures at 9 o'clock this morning on this Saturday morning, quite cold, upper 30s, even some freezing spots here around High Point, but, we don't really live here in High Point. You don't live at the monument, but temperatures are cold. They're in the upper 30s to low and mid 40s. It's pretty raw morning out there. The wind chill chart has not been fixed yet. The dew point temperatures are generally in the low to the mid 40s, making the relative humidity quite high. If we looked at relative humidity, it's going to be high. Yep, in the 90s to almost 100% range. Wind gusts this morning, well, wind speeds this morning actually. All out of the northwest now and the west as the cold front is off the coast. A little bit off the ocean here out of the northeast. Here right along Ocean and Monmouth counties here, Monmouth and Ocean County. we're not looking at a lot of wind here, and the wind gusts are pretty minimal at best. Except for, a few stations here right along Monmouth County's coastline. The radar this morning, well, there's a few showers still lingering across the region, but it hasn't really been a spectacular morning. It hasn't been a spectacular evening, actually, either. We've had, lots of clouds around the area and probably a lot of fog in the area. I was driving this morning and there was quite a lot of fog out there early this morning as well. Checking in with our friends at the National Weather Service offices here, this is beginning to become a nuisance, actually, if you ask me. Even as a meteorologist, in mid to late April, I'm tired of seeing this already. Freeze warnings across portions of northwestern New Jersey and the Poconos here and then freeze, frost advisories here. I mean, this story is really just getting old. And again, using the NESDIS STARR Goes East geocolor satellite imagery this morning, we can see lots of clouds around the region, and they're still streaming in. The good news is that on the infrared imagery, all the higher cloud decks are exiting the coast, slowly but surely. And we can see the precipitation, which is still lining up here this morning, and it's still coming across. And this is a better depiction of the radar this morning as well, on the 18th of April, which is now. A number of years ago, New York, Brooklyn, I believe, Cyndi Lauper did a song called It's the Same Old Story. Well, she did a cursive version of that dance track, Same Old Story. We're not going to, I got it in my head, but, we can't play that here. It is the same old story, actually. Freeze warning in effect for tonight for these areas. Move this down, see if we can move this down here in northern New Jersey. Here we've got freeze warnings in effect from midnight tonight until 8 a.m. on Sunday. So it is the same old story. Sub-freezing temperatures as low as 30. And, well, the impacts, frost and freeze conditions, kill crops. Yeah, anything that's blooming out there is going to have a hard time. And then in the lighter blues here, across southeastern Pennsylvania, excluding Philadelphia, and most of New Jersey, excluding the coastlines here, and maybe Cape May as well, are in frost advisories. So the frost advisories are in effect, again, from midnight to 8 a.m. tomorrow morning as well. And again, the impacts, frost could kill sensitive outdoor vegetation if left uncovered. So you should be wary and aware of this. iWeatherNet.com's severe weather browser this morning. Well, we had a lot of snow here across southern New England, just into New York State. Mostly rain as we forecasted here through northern New Jersey, which is exiting now, as you can see this. Had storm reports of snow across the Ohio River Valley area, and of course, new precipitation coming in into the Gulf region. These are thunderstorms here across northern Florida, and they're getting into the northern portions here very shortly. And we have some applied precipitation again in California. Notice these temperatures. It's cold this morning. Look at these temperatures, even in California. 32 degrees? Huh. Too cold. But look at these temperatures here in southern Florida. Upper 70s to low 80s around the Keys, 85 in Key West. Huh. What are we doing here? And with that old frontal boundary here off the East Coast, we're finding thunderstorms with lightning in them all the way out into the Atlantic and across portions of the Gulf here, and getting ready to wallop portions of, Texas here near Gainesville, and also portions into, Orlando. Eventually, some of this is going to move right over you this morning. Meanwhile, as this disturbance moved through along the frontal boundary here, you can see that all of this precipitation is going to exit soon. But the air behind it is cold, so it's going to be a chilly day here on a northwest flow, unfortunately. And there is snow that was in the air. Look at all these reports here over the last 24 hours, and mainly this morning through the Hudson River Valley area into New York, just south of Utica, and into northern New England, and back in here through the Ohio River Valley as well. A couple of inches of snow has fallen, yes. 9 a.m. real-time observations. It's cold, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold, 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 cold. Warmest areas here, southern mid-Atlantic, the Gulfport region, and Florida. Everybody else, including Mexico, is cold this morning. And the 24-hour temperature change, well, you know, it's warmed up here in the southeast and a little bit here in the Central Plains into southeastern Canada, but it's still cold. I mean, you know, this morning, when you look at these temperatures, you say to yourself, on April 18th, what would you expect in southern Canada? But you wouldn't expect this here. No. Too cold for my liking. And national hazards this morning across the country. Obviously, we have some winter weather advisories here in northern New England because we've seen all of that snow. Yes, we have. And here in New Jersey, well, we have freeze warnings. We don't like that. No. Back in here in the Ohio River Valley area and here through the southern plains here, mid and southern plains here, again, these are freeze warnings. Red flag warnings in New Mexico and Arizona here. And of course, all the tributaries across Alabama and Mississippi here. Mississippi, say that word, you know, really fast. MISSISSIPPI, flash flood watches, flood warnings. And of course, all the tributaries continue to melt down and the flooding continues. What's interesting in this Doppler radar imagery from this morning, the hydrometeor classification showing rain exiting the coast here in southern New Jersey, and a little bit of mixture of some wet snow and some dry snow here over northwestern New Jersey. Yeah, nasty. Barreling down the boulevard of atmospheric conditions for the continental United States from the European model guidance from last night. Here's our cold front with the snow and the rain exiting, high pressure coming in. Warmer temperatures for tomorrow. And then on Monday, system passes just to the south and east. And high pressure comes in. Here comes another cold front with rain showers again by Tuesday afternoon. And at Tuesday evening, that goes off the coast. Here comes another high pressure system. Drying us out on Wednesday and Thursday. Here comes the next system up from the southwest, and that brings rain into the area again late Thursday night and Friday, with the surface low passing right over the top of us. So, you know, things are busy. Here comes the next disturbance in the flow in both the northern and southern branches here by next weekend. And guess what? Yeah, occlusion. Occlusion. You can see it. And more rain. Yep. You got it. You got it. We'll do a model blend of the national digital forecast blend here of the temperatures over New Jersey and the northeastern mid-Atlantic region. For today on Saturday, it's cold, upper 40s and low and mid-50s. That's well below normal. Tomorrow we get back to normal, low to mid-60s across the region. Drop down again on Monday with another cold front, upper 50s across the region. Tuesday, upper 50s, low and mid-60s again, upper 60s in the Philadelphia I-95 corridor. Cold again on Wednesday. Then we get to Thursday, back up again, roller coaster ride. Then Friday of next week, upper 60s, low and mid-60s in the Hudson River Valley area, mid and upper 60s, lower 70s in the I-95 corridor. That looks good, like that. And we'd like this on Saturday, too, of next weekend, but unfortunately, it's going to be filled with rainfall. And then 60s again to around 70 on Sunday of next week, and Monday of next week, the 27th, back into the 60s once again, where we belong. That's going to do it for the Saturday morning edition of the video forecast discussion for everything live and everything weather. It's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. You have a great Saturday morning. We'll be back this afternoon.